Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 7 of the Whips and Whimsy podcast. My name is Zenith. My pronouns are they, them. I am happy that you are here with me. This is my podcast where we talk about all things crafting, all things I've got going on right now. This week we've got knitting. Most weeks we have knitting. um, I hope that you're having a good time. I hope you're finding some whimsy in your life, doing some fun stuff. Things have kind of resumed business as usual in my life, so it's been quiet in a very good way. Let's talk about knitting, shall we? First things first, if you are new here, welcome. If you are new here, one of the things I like to do is I knit tiny pigs. So we kick off our episode every week with the pig parade. And this week it is a very short one because I just had a whole lot of other things going on. I did not knit a tiny pig every day the way that I usually do. So I do have one, and I love him. I love him so much. This yarn is the Darth Vader yarn from Bumblebee Acres. One of my friends bought this for me when she was at Rhinebeck last year. I love this yarn. And also this yarn has been in a million things so far. I have a pair of socks in this yarn. I have a beanie in this yarn. I have a pig in this yarn. I have a yarn cozy in this yarn. And I still have some left. So we love that. I think I might make a gnome. I think I'm going to do a gnome in this yarn. Because it keeps on giving. It keeps on serving. I'm here for it. That's my only pig. But I do have, in the same yarn actually, another chili pepper. Because I did my Darth Vader socks, I think were the first socks I completed for 2025. And this has become my chili pepper string of all the socks I've made in 2025. This is technically not a pig, but it is a small tiny object, so it does go into the pig parade. I do have a yarn that I still need to add to my chili pepper string. I just haven't yet because this week I had a whole lot going on. But yes, the string is growing. We are doing that. This is our whimsical treat. The whimsical treat for ourselves. And it is like almost a necklace, which I love. I feel like I need to find a reason to make myself a chili pepper necklace. Because I love the vibe. Like, the vibe is real. There's nowhere I would wear it. But I want one. Yeah. So that's our pigs. The next thing we will go into is finished objects. I have one, and it's this pair of socks. I love these so much. This is my standard sock pattern. I don't follow a specific pattern. I just do kind of like your basic vanilla stuff. So I do 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing for the cuff. I do 30 rounds for the leg. I do a slip stitch heel flap and then a gusset. For these, I did, I think, 60 rounds for the foot, and then a standard square toe. Very simple, very basic. My contrast color was Stroll Patina from Knit Picks, and the main color is from 100 Ravens. It's the Yaksha base, which has yak in it, and it is the softest yarn in the world. I'm obsessed with it. And this is the color Emo Cthulhu, and this was also gifted to me by somebody, one of my friends, and I don't remember which friend it is. So, thank you. But yes, these are going to be a gift for a friend of mine, and I am very excited about it. I think they're going to be really obsessed. And with that, let's get into works in progress. Last we left off, last week we had these on the needles, and we had another pair that I had just cast on. So, like we were here. This sock is now completed. It just needs the toe. And then the second sock, we've just finished the cuff. Or the leg. So I'm going to be adding a heel on this right after I finish filming this. Because I want this project is going to come to this project is going to go to D&D with me tonight. And I need to be through the gusset because I cannot count or remember whether I'm on a decrease row or not while other people are doing math at the table. But I want to work on socks. So we're doing Sockapalooza right now. That's not a knit along. That's just me saying words out loud. And I got stuff to do. So These are going to get through the gusset, like, literally today. And that's my, oh yeah, I should hold these up somewhere. But yeah, I'm excited about these. These are also going to be a gift knit for someone. And on this sock, the contrast color is Stroll in Key Lime Heather, which is like my favorite color in the world. And then the contrast color is Vesper Sock Heavy Fingering Summer in the City. I was worried because it was heavy fingering, it was going to mess with my gauge. And it actually didn't. I was a little bit bummed out because I was like, oh, maybe I won't have to do so many rounds. These are for man feet. Maybe I will do less rounds. No, I was hitting gauge perfectly and I was like, damn it. I wanted to do less and I'm doing more. It's fine. But yeah, that's these. Also, speaking of the Darth Vader yarn, here's more of it. Here's my cozy of it. I love that yarn. It's a great yarn. Although I will say, this is like a total tangent. Star Wars yarn is awesome. Here's my complaint. I want nothing more in the world than a Jabba the Hutt dyed yarn. Because I feel like booger yellow and teal would just be like the coolest color combination. And apparently no one else agrees with me. And I've never seen a yarn dyer be like, Jabba. And I'm like, but I want Jabba. So if you know a yarn dyer, tell them. Tell them I want Jabba yarn. Like Zenith wants this. Anyway, those socks are living in this bag. I did move them from one bag to the other. I've been getting a lot of work done on those. The other pair of socks I have is in this bag, which is from Tiny Human Knits. I cast these on Friday. I used to have a knit night on Friday, and I have taken a step back from that for various reasons, but I'm like, I was in this group for multiple years. I'm still technically in the group. But because I was in it so long, I'm used to like this routine of like having a couple hours of like uninterrupted knitting time on Fridays. And so I've decided what I want to do now that I am not actively in this group is to plan my Friday evening to like watch Star Wars and cast on a new pair of socks. So I've done that 2 weeks in a row and I loved it a lot. It makes me really happy. I started watching Ahsoka. We'll get into that in life. But in the meantime, I also decided to cast on a pair of socks Friday night. And I'm obsessed with these. These are going to be for me. I feel like, does it seem like Zenith's colors? Maybe. This contrast color is actually a scrap from a pair of socks I knit last year. I believe it's like Into the Woods or like Into the Forest or something. It's from Blue Barn Fiber. It's on the squishy sock base. I don't remember the exact name of it. And then this color is also Blue Barn Fiber squishy sock, but this is the spruce base. And I am almost ready to put the cuff on this, or the cuff. I am almost ready to put the heel on this one. Depending on how the afternoon goes, I might put the heel and gusset on this one as well, and then show up at D&D and have 2 project bags and a giant tote bag, and just kind of be able to go from like one to the other as I feel like it. I will say the Vesper sock yarn, it's a little bit hard on my hands. Don't love it. So I might switch to this one just because the other one's annoying me, or I might like get through a whole bunch of rounds and just be like, yeah, it's time to switch. Like, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So those are my socks. I do have one other project to show. This is, I have string in the way. Hello. How's it going? I thought I made it better and I just made it worse. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Okay, hi. I worked on my blankie. This thing's getting big. Look at it. Look at it. Perceive. I did like 2 rows. But that's fine. It's hot. I mean, it's not actually that hot, but it's like, I don't want to be knitting blankets right now. But this is what I work on in therapy. So I did my 1-hour therapy session and I worked on my giant blanket. So here it is. The black color is just Stroll Black. The other colors are my Advent 2024 from Mermaid's Pearl, which was a gift from my parents. This yarn is so squishy soft and I love it so much. This doesn't have, I drafted a pattern for this. I basically just did increases along both sides until it was as wide as I wanted. And then I started doing decreases on one side, increases on the other, so that it would be a nice little bias. What I did for the slip stitches was I had been working on this for half an hour a day, every day for a while, and then every Friday, I would just add stitch markers, and then the stitch to the left would become a slip stitch. So I would just slip it every other row and just like make a little thing, make a little pattern, give it to some, nice visual interest as I'm working along. So yeah, this blanket, it's not gonna be done for like forever. That's fine. Not concerned. It's my therapy blanket. Okay, so the actual reason I wanted to film today, I mentioned in my last episode that one of my friends and I have a barter going on. She is also a knitter, but she is not a sock knitter. She is a sweater knitter. I am not a sweater knitter. Do you see sweaters? No. And so she and I have a barter. She's going to knit me a sweater. I'm going to knit her a bunch of socks with all the sock yarn she bought, thinking she was going to make socks, and then realized that she was not going to make socks. So, perceive the bag of yarn I received in the mail yesterday. Perceive it with me. We're going to go through these in no particular order. The first one she sent had me dying because I own this yarn. I'm going to take it out of the crinkle bag real fast. This is from Tiny Human Knits, and it is the Potatoes colorway from Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings collection is how I heard about Tiny Human Knits. I don't think I have all of them, but I think I have most of them. I love this one. I have not knit it yet. I have knit multiple other colors from this collection. I know that I've knit King of the Golden Hall, which was actually really influential. We're gonna tangent real fast. I bought King of the Golden Hall, and I was like, I'm gonna have to knit these for a man in my life because these are like man colors. And I held on to it for like months. And then when I realized I was non-binary, which is like a whole experience, we're not gonna get into it. But when I realized that, I like looked at that yarn and I was like, this doesn't have to be for a man in my life. This can be for me. I can be the man. That can be me. And it was like this really like enlightening thing, because like there's a bunch of men in my life that I knit socks for on a regular basis, and they love them, and they love them so much. And I was like, remember like looking at it and being like, are these for Phil? Are these for Brandon? Are these for Jay? Like, who are these socks for? And like, it doesn't really feel like any of them. And then I was like, it's because they're not for them. It's for me. It's for me. And like, I knit those socks for myself before I knew like what my name was gonna be. We love them. We love that pair of socks. Yeah, I don't think I've knit the Potatoes yet, but I'm excited about it. So we have that one going on. We have, this is probably my favorite of the ones she sent me. It sparkles. Yes, you can see that. It sparkles. Crazy. This is from Laughing Cat Fibers. It's Siamese Sparkle Sock, 70/25 Superwash Merino Nylon Silver Stellina in the colorway Canyon. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that I will have enough for my friend and I to have matching pairs of socks out of these, because that's good. That's good color. The next one she sent is Vesper Sock Yarn in Classic Sock, which is a very, very, very different texture than the Vesper sock that I have. I don't know if you can see the difference on here, but like, this one looks like a 2-ply, and the one that I have is like a 4-ply that's super dense. This one is so squishy, and this is Rainbow Revolution, which we love the name of. And I'm also like just really excited to get into this and start knitting it up. I think this is going to be great. What I'm probably going to do with all these yarns is put them on a yarn spinner and then just keep spinning that wheel and like letting it pick the yarn for me. Just side. Sorry. The next one I want to show is another really sparkly yarn. Obsessed with it. This is from Glamour, and it's Witching Hour. And it sparkles. It is pretty. I love it. We love a good sparkle yarn here. And it's so soft. It's so good. This colorway reminds me of my friend a lot, actually. Like, I'm like looking at it and I'm like, yeah, like that's her. And then she also sent me this one. This is also from Bewitched Pigments, and this is Incantation. This is the For the Wolf yarn, so I think it might be dyed. Hold on, did I read this wrong? We're gonna have to double back in 2 seconds. So this is from, yes, Bewitched Pigments, and this is the For the Wolf colorway, which I believe is dyed to match the book cover, which is why we're gonna go back to this one real fast. Yeah, so Witching Hour I think is the book. Glamour is the name of something else, but this is from Bewitched Pigments. And then that leads me, we have one more thing to show, and then we have the grand finale. She sent one mini skein. This is also Vesper sock yarn. This feels like the classic sock base. Does it say if it's 10 or 20? This is a 20-gram skein of gin bottle blue. It's a good blue. It's coming up a little bit brighter on the screen than it is like on my eyeballs. But this is a good blue. I'm excited about this. It's very like summer, like bright summer beach blue. We love it. And the final one she sent me is also from Bewitched Pigments. It is Divination Witch's Heart. And she sent me 3 of them because my friend, I'm going to shamelessly brag right now. My friend is not just any friend. She is Genevieve Gornichek, the author of The Witch's Heart, which is one of my favorite books. And like before we were friends, this was my favorite book. And then we became friends because I used to work in the book industry and I got to read it early. And I was like, this book is incredible. And we ended up like having this whole crazy adventure of like how we became friends through Twitter back when Twitter was cool. Not gonna get into it here because it's like, it's a past life for me. But yeah, she sent me 3 of these. So I'm definitely gonna get socks out of these. Jen's definitely gonna get socks out of these. Probably some other people are gonna get socks out of these, or maybe I'll make her a muscle burrow. I don't know. This yarn is really soft. It's good. Actually, hold on. We're going to pause for a second because I think I have a copy of The Witch's Heart on my shelf. Okay, hi. So, here's the book, The Witch's Heart, which is awesome. Here is the bookmark that I hand wove to sell her book back when I was a bookseller. I made 60 of these. I did a pre-order campaign. That's how we became friends. So actually, I guess it's not that much of an adventure. And here's the yarn that goes with the cover. So is it an exact match? Not really, but it's awesome. And I love this. This book has been like a whole adventure for me. Let me pop this out of here and show you the bookmark. I used to weave. Did you know I used to weave? This is one of the ones I messed up, which is why I got to keep it. The ones that I didn't mess up went to people who bought the book. But yeah, so means a lot to me that Jen sent me these yarns. And she definitely was like, I don't care what you do with the other yarns. I don't care if you knit like the yarns that I sent you or if you knit from your stash to make me 5 pairs of socks, but please make me a pair of Witch's Heart socks. So this will be my next cast on, and then everything else will probably go onto the spinner, and I will see how many I can get done before she comes to visit me. But that happened and I'm really excited about it. And then she also, as a final thing, sent me a case, which is I'm blanking on words. She sent me a notions organizer. That's what they're called. She bought it to organize her own stuff and then realized she was not going to need it. And she was like, do you want this? And at first I was like, no. And then I thought about it for more than 2 seconds and was like, actually, yes. So it has places to put needles. It has places to put notions. This moves. I haven't started filling it out with things yet, but I'm very excited about it. I love the teal color. This is from Hobby Gift. I'm excited to use this. So yeah, that is the box of goodies I received yesterday. Those will be added to things I will be knitting very soon in the near future. Those are my shenanigans. I think that means we are going to talk about life now. For the last couple of episodes, I think I have been kind of like trying to hold down the fort and not doing the best job at it. Things are stabilizing. Things are good. Watching so much Andor. The third arc of season 2. Incredible. What the hell? So good. I'm more than halfway through with Thrawn Treason now, reading that. So, because the only thing my brain cares about right now is Star Wars in the gym. So, we're steering into it, and then we'll just course correct from there. But that's how we're doing. We're treating this like we're driving on ice. That's how we're doing. Yeah, so I'm halfway through Thrawn Treason. I was planning to finish it this weekend. I still might. I'm not sure. I have D&D tonight. Very excited for that. Today is also Mother's Day, so I'm gonna call my mom here in a little bit. Make sure she knows she's loved, and then have her open her present on the phone, probably. My mom, super easy for Mother's Day, by the way, because Caitlin Clark exists, and my mom is like, I love her. And I'm like, awesome, I can work with that. So every time I need to buy my mom a gift, I'm just like, Caitlin Clark t-shirt, and then just send her another one. It's great. It makes my life so easy. I sent her a jersey. I didn't know there was such a thing as a jersey, and it like kind of hurts my feelings, but I know my mother, and she's not going to wear a basketball jersey. Like, she's just not. But she will absolutely wear the crap out of a jersey. She'll probably wear it to church every Sunday. Like, that's very much her energy. So she's gonna do that. And it's gonna be a great time. So I've got that to look forward to, is my mom opening up her jersey today. And yeah, in other lifey things, we did a steps challenge at work this week. I came in 3rd place. I was doing 23,000 steps a day, 3 days in a row. I thought I was in 2nd place, and then I found out with half an hour left in my work shift that my boss was lying about how many steps he got. And so he actually beat me by like 10,000 steps. It was like, you have half an hour to catch up. And I was like, I hate you. And cussed him out. And told him I hated him again. And cussed him out again. And yeah. So he thought it was hilarious because we have a very good working relationship. And he was like, I named myself your nemesis for just one challenge. And I was like, bold of you to assume that you're not my nemesis forever. Like, so that'll be fun when I go into work this week to find out whether he's actually my nemesis, because I'm still mad. I'm still mad I'm not in 2nd. Yeah, tomorrow I'm getting my car worked on. So I get to take tomorrow off, which means I don't get to name my boss my nemesis until Tuesday. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, still going to the gym 7 days in a row. I almost did a push-up today, you guys. That happened. That was a life thing. Never once in my life have I ever done a push-up. Like, I am not that strong. Like, I am not that athletic. But I've been doing a lot of like power yoga, like vinyasa yoga, and part of like the standard sun salutation is doing like a high plank into a low plank, which means I have to practice that a lot. Also, my gym classes are like do a lot of planks. And also my current gym goal, the one that I'm like focusing on, is to do an 80-pound bench press by mid-June, which means I'm doing a lot of upper body work. And so it makes sense that suddenly I can almost do a push-up when I've like never like even thought about being able to do a push-up. So I'm excited about this. I'm kind of hoping that I do get to do a push-up soon, because I think that would be really, really rad. Like, I would love to be somebody who can do push-ups. That would be cool. So we will see what happens with that. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, at this point, I'm just rambling. I have given you all of the cool things to talk about. That sentence didn't make any sense. I don't know what I meant there. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have a whimsical day. I hope you find something really joyful to work on, to inspire you, to do whatever. Live your best life. And I will see you next time. Bye.